kid destroyed my laptop, and my dad destroyed their denial. I was in my office at Dad's house during the Christmas party, knee-deep in a critical work issue, when I heard a sound you never want to hear around electronics, the hiss and fizz of soda flooding a keyboard. I looked up just in time to see my 9-year-old nephew, Levi, tipping the final drops of a Coke can directly onto my Dell XPS. He watched it seep between the keys, eyes bright with amusement. The screen flickered, hissed, and went black. "What the hell are you doing?" I shouted. Levi didn't flinch, didn't apologize, didn't even look startled. Instead, he stuck out his tongue, held up his middle finger like he'd practiced it in the mirror, and strutted out of my office like a tiny mob boss. He was 9. My brother Michael and his wife Andrea had moved back from Frankfurt 3 months earlier after a business collapse. They'd been living with Dad since, and their kid had zero boundaries. Every time I told Levi the office was off limits, Andrea would laugh it off. "Don't be so serious, Uncle William. He's just energetic." Energetic apparently meant vandalism and obscene gestures. I walked downstairs, furious but trying to keep my voice steady. "Levi needs to apologize. Now." He hid behind Andrea's legs. "I didn't do anything wrong." I explained everything. What he'd done, how he'd flipped me off. Andrea frowned like I'd accused her baby of war crimes. "You're saying Levi did that? I don't believe it." Michael stared at me like I was inconveniencing him. "Don't make a big deal out of this. You're the adult here." "Right. The adult whose $1,800 laptop now resembled a damp toaster." I pulled out my phone and played the office security footage. High definition, crystal clear. Levi pouring soda with glee and giving me the finger. Andrea's face twitched with discomfort, then hardened. "You probably taught him that gesture. It was an accident." Michael leaned back. "Seriously, William, stop exaggerating." That's when I snapped. "You call that an accident? Are you both blind? You saw the video." The room fell silent. Dad, sitting at the end of the table, hadn't said a word, but his jaw was clenched so tight the muscle twitched. Michael slammed his hand on the table. "What the hell did you just say? Levi would never do that." Before I could respond, Dad stood. His voice dropped into that tone that used to freeze us as kids. "Everyone sit down." The room obeyed instantly. Dad looked straight at Levi. "What you did was wrong. Apologize to your Uncle William." Levi stared back defiantly. Andrea whispered, "It's okay, sweetheart. We're right here." Dad's fists tightened. We all went to bed, tense. The next morning, Dad delivered justice. Before breakfast, he called everyone into the living room. Levi was sprawled on the couch playing games on Andrea's brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max, acting like nothing had happened. Dad walked over, snatched the phone from Levi's hands, and without hesitation, dropped it into a mug of steaming ginger tea. Sploosh. The tea sizzled. The screen cracked instantly. Andrea leapt to her feet. "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Before Michael could erupt, Dad turned to me and gave a subtle nod. I stepped forward, looked Michael dead in the eyes, and slowly, deliberately, gave him the middle finger. Andrea shrieked, "William, what is wrong with you?" Michael went pale. Levi's eyes widened like he'd just witnessed a nuclear explosion. Dad stepped between us. "How does that feel? That humiliation? That disrespect? That's what William dealt with last night, and you defended it." Andrea scrambled for the drowned phone, hands shaking. "That phone cost over $1,500. That's my property." Dad didn't blink. "And William's laptop was what? Trash?" She froze. "I'll call the police," she snapped. "Go ahead," Dad said calmly, "and tell them why your son destroyed William's property." Dead silent. That night, everything cracked wide open. Michael finally spoke over dinner, voice flat with exhaustion. "I think Levi needs real help. Somewhere structured." Dad nodded. "A behavioral program. William, find one." Saturday morning, we drove Levi to a specialized camp. He screamed for his mom the whole way. Michael's hands were white on the wheel. When the gate closed behind Levi, I didn't feel triumphant, just empty. Like this was the moment his life might finally turn. 1 year later, it did. Michael and Andrea opened a small deli. They stopped deflecting, stopped denying, stopped making excuses for everything. Levi sent me a handwritten letter, half English, half broken German. "Sorry, Uncle William. I was wrong. No more screaming, no more violence, no more middle fingers." Every Saturday, I pick him up. We eat fried chicken, play video games, and talk about school. He's still energetic, just not destructive.